So this is not necessarily a review, but it's a comparison of the two Ruffwear packs. I just got back from a 3-day vacation or a 3-day hike backpacking trip with my dog. I have a golden retriever. So both of these are the large, extra large size. I figured I'm going to be sending this one with the tag here. I'm going to be sending this one back. And I figured before I sent it back, I kind of explained the difference, because these are the two that I was looking at. This is the Ruffwear Palisade, and this is the Ruffwear Approach. They're actually fairly similar in size. This, I believe, for the extra large is, I think it's 18 liters. This is 16 liters. So size-wise, they're pretty comparable. The reason I have both of them is at first I got this one. I think it retails for $129. That's what I actually bought it for. And this was retail at $80. So $130 and $80, $50 difference. I got this one first, but in getting my dog used to it, do his nightly walks, for quite a while he would be fine, but then once I put some weight in it, he wouldn't even make more than a few steps. And so I thought, man, this is a problem. Let me try the Ruffwear Approach. Maybe he'll walk in that one. And then I came to find out it was just really the way I was packing it. So I'll kind of mention a few things about that. But I wanted to show those of you that are trying to decide, because that is a pretty big difference in price, what the differences really are. Size-wise, like I said, they're about the same, but there are quite a few differences, and I'm going to end up sticking with this one, even though I think size-wise this would be just fine for me, because this is probably more than I needed in size. But the extras that it comes with, it definitely makes it worthwhile. So first off, let's take a look at the Approach. The Approach comes with two pouches, obviously. It has the harness. The harnesses between the two of them are very much the same. So this goes on the front of the dog here. Underneath you have some straps. If you compare the two of them, you'll see that they're probably even the same basic harness. The difference though with the harnesses is that this harness is removable from the pack. So and I found that I did use that quite a bit on the backpacking part, because when they'd go through water, you know, if it was deep enough water, and depending on whether you pack their food in here or, you know, what have you, depending on what's in the pack, you may not want that wet. So it only takes about 15-20 seconds or so, if that, to detach the pack from the harness and leave the harness on the dog, and then as soon as you get to the other side of the water or finish taking your break, you just click it back in. It doesn't take as long to put that on, I would say, as it does the harness itself. So I'd say that's one plus for the Palisades, and I'll take that off here in a bit. Actually, I can take that off now to show you how this comes out. There's two clips here. There's two clips in the front. There's the same two clips in the back. And then there's actually, underneath here, you have some clips underneath the pouches, and it's probably easier to see once it comes out. Underneath the pouches, there are a couple clips also, and that basically makes it so that the pouch isn't flapping on the dog. And so that's that. And as we take that off, you'll see here's the harness itself for the Palisades, and this stays on the dog. The harness is pretty nice just in itself. You have a loop here, which this has also, and then you have the loop back here. So perhaps even around camp, you might want to have this on, depending if your dog's okay with it. I had a flashlight glow stick that I got at Walmart, taped to this for a while, but then I ended up not needing this in camp. I took this off my dog. And something real quick to know for those of you, I'm assuming that you've never had the backpack before for your dog. You don't need to cinch this down like you would your own backpack. You don't need to cinch it down tight on them. You want it to be tight enough so it doesn't slide, to one side of the dog or the other as they're walking. But so you want it, snug but not tight. And then you may have to adjust it every, quarter mile or something like that, which doesn't take very long. But it also allows the dog to kind of shake and let him find his own position and work things out for himself, just like we are fine-tuning it in our own backpacks as we walk. So that's just a side tip. All right, we don't need this. Let me show you the differences in the packs themselves. inside the approach, you basically, inside the pouch, it's just a pouch. There's nothing in here other than an empty sack. So you have one pouch here, totally empty, and on top of it, you do have a pouch here. It can't fit much. For those of you that have seen these types of flip-out bowls before, you kind of it gives you an idea on the size. This does not fit very well in here. You can't really zip it up. You know, you might be able to, but you're going to risk that zipper. I don't think you could actually zip it up even if you wanted to. You might be able to force it, but so that gives you an idea. This is about probably, looks like about 5.5 inches or so in width. So it's not quite that width for this pouch. This would be good for your leash, your treats, or that kind of thing. The other side is exactly the same. You do have a couple of the daisy chain type things here that you can, I guess, strap something to. I've seen some people put the dog's sleeping pad on top. I tried to do that with mine, and he wanted nothing to do with that. So don't know what you would actually put on here. I think you can overload him, the pack, in weight. So I don't know if I would ever need to strap anything on there. I probably won't. Also, just another tip for me, what I found was easier. At first, I would clip a lead to this, or his leash or whatever to this. But then if you got ahead or behind, as the leash gets pulled taut, it's gonna change the adjustment of the pack on the dog. And so I found that he was much happier if I just let the pack on him and then clip the small lead to his collar. And that way, if it did get pulled tight, it didn't change the adjustment of his pack and make him uncomfortable. So just an idea there. You know, you find what your dog is tolerant of, but it made sense to me. To show you let's look at the Palisades. The difference in the Palisades, and to me, I mean, even detaching this from the harness itself, that was worth quite a bit, but there's a lot of extra stuff that comes with the Palisades that definitely, I'm thinking, you know, you probably won't ever buy a second pack, so you might want to go with this. One thing I really like about this is that this is expandable. I found that even fully tightened, it had plenty of room for me. But here you have one pouch, and inside you have this here. As you pull in here, it'll relieve the pressure on the strap. You know, you've got your straps here. You've got two of them, 2 cinch straps. It goes through the pouch and attaches to here. Pulling them all the way tight, it still held everything I needed for a 3-day backpacking trip. What I liked about these pouches, in addition to that, was this was a good spot for me to put his bowl. Fits in really easy. It also fits his water bowl, his hydro bowl that I've got. This is my dog's food bowl, and then this is the hydro bowl. And this slips in there really easy too. No issues there. That's all I put in there. Kept it clean. Inside the pack, there's also 2 pouches, just like in the approach. The difference being, this pouch is, I think, exactly the same. I don't know if this would fit in here. I didn't see any need to try it. No, it looks like that is about the same width as the approach's top pack. For me, I put his leash in there, and I've had some glow sticks in here for nighttime. And then, what else did I pack in here? Put some mutt mitts in the one. In this pouch, though, you do have a divider. So this one's a little shallower. You have like the one that goes up against his body has a looks like it feels like a little, you know, little vinyl or you know, that slick material. I'm blanking on the name right now, but basically it's a divider, and you can push that to the side and you've got access to the full pouch, so you don't have to use this if you don't want to, choose not to. You've got a much bigger pouch here. Again, it expands for quite a ways, but I can't imagine, you know, you have to have a pretty big dog, I guess, to fully fill that. And some of you may have that, but for me, that was bigger than my dog could probably handle. It looks like, just comparing right now, because I didn't think of it before, this one also, the Palisades also has a drainage hole here so if you've got some water in there, there's a place for it to drain out. Comes out right here, and then it's got it's sealed around the top and it's open on the bottom for the water to escape, and but rain wouldn't get in it. So there's that, and that's on both sides. Both sides have that, and they also both have the daisy chain up here. So those are the differences with the packs. I also wanted to kind of throw a few things in here for those of you that are kind of just starting out. One thing I've found with my dog is when he wouldn't walk, I had put in like a moose antler in there and a rawhide bone for a big treat for when we went there, and then I threw in a couple other things, and he really wouldn't walk, and that's why I ended up ordering the approach, thinking that it was a problem with the pack. But what the problem was me. I packed it wrong. So I wanted to show you how I packed it, so that you know, it might get your dog started a little better. First off, when you do get your pack, whichever one you end up choosing, it doesn't matter. But that's your choice. I think the Palisade is well worth the extra $50 if you can afford it. If you're even considering it, you probably can afford it. So even though it is pricey, I think this will last for a long time. Definitely abrasion resistant. You know, my dog, they don't realize how much wider they are at first, so they're definitely walking into logs and branches and bushes and all that kind of stuff. So also be careful. You got, you know, if they got poison oak or poison ivy or sumac or wherever you're at, you're probably going to have it up along the sides of the pouch here by the end of the trip. So, you know, keep some Technu or something similar with you to wash that off. So for my dog, what I did was I also have the Ruffwear canine overcoat. My dog loves to be in the water. There's no keeping him out of it. So if you go in the wintertime, or you know, if he's swimming at night, you know, you towel him off, but he's still a bit wet. He's got long fur. So I got this so he could, if it was cold at night, this would help dry off. You know, this isn't really a review of this product, but it's a nice terry cloth inside, and or fleece inside, sorry. And then I believe this can withstand some rain. And then it also has this pretty cool loop where you can slide in a glow stick, and then you can see where your dog's walking around. And this is also reflective. Oh, that reminds me, these are also reflective, pretty highly reflective on the dog, as well as on the harness. All of these lines here are also reflective, so real high visibility in that. See here, and I believe these are also reflective on the approach. So you've got that on both packs. So in packing, what I did, which definitely, when we went on the backpacking trip, it was 180 degrees from the nightly walks we were taking. First off, if you have the Palisades, put the harness on them and go for a few nightly walks. Then put an empty pack on the harness, go for a few nightly walks so he's getting used to having it on, and then start adding weight. I recommend, what I brought with my dog is this jacket. He carried his jacket, his food. Oh, that's one other thing. The Palisades comes with 2 1-liter water bottles, where the approach does not. So this comes in addition to the Palisades pack, but it does not come with the approach. So here's what I did back to packing is I folded this up. This went into that pouch inside of his pack. So this goes right up against his body. So what he's feeling is something very soft. And I know I'm not doing a great packing job here, but just trying to give you an idea of the profile of the shape of this. So that went in there. So all he's feeling up his body, up against the body, something really soft. And then weight gets added, which he didn't mind the weight. It added up to about 10 pounds when I was done with it. But this jacket on this side, in order to keep it balanced, which you definitely want, otherwise as the dog walks it's going to start doing this on him and you're going to constantly have to be adjusting it. So on the other side I took just a microfiber towel. For me it was just super absorbent, so that's what I had, and this went in the other pouch on the other side. So this gave a good starting point on the pack. And then I had his bags of food, which I put in like those little snack packs you might have for your kids, those little snack Ziploc bags. I pre-measured them out, and then so I knew exactly breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which at home my dog only eats breakfast and dinner, but out on the trail, you know, he's working hard, so I want to make sure he gets some more energy midday. So I took his 2 meals and divided it up into 3. He seemed to appreciate that. So I even that out. I also put 1 water pouch on this side and 1 water pouch on this side. Kept the weight about even. And again, these are fully tightened right now, so they will expand and have plenty more room. And then you have plenty of room in here for more food, plenty of room in here for food. And then I put his water bowl on one side and his food bowl on the other side. And zipped it up. I did bring some other stuff for him, but I figured I'd carry that. This weighed up about 10 pounds when I was done fully with water, and I figured that's plenty for him to carry. I brought a couple of snacks and stuff or treats for him to chew on, a toy, and but I just threw that in my pack. So you know, make your own decision. But this is about the profile for this pack. It looks about, you know, like that. I think that's okay in the camera. A little bit hard for me to see, but I believe that's okay. So let me throw that in the approach so you can see that, and that should do it. I do highly recommend this Palisade. I will be keeping this. I really like this pack. I was really happy once I figured out how to get it packed so that my dog was happy. Let's see, so let me just pull this out real quick so we can compare what it looks like. I just blew some air in this so we can get an idea of the size. Let me pull this out. And side. And then for the Palisade, these pouches seem to look a lot bigger. Maybe because they're not divided and they don't have extra pouches. So this would be probably easier to pack, to be honest with you. Since you don't have that divider in there, throw the pouches in there. Goes in here like this. And what happened to my bottle? It fell on the floor. Grab that. Put that in like this. And here's the profile, the front profile for, oops, here's the front profile for the approach. So that's the difference. I hope that helped you out a little bit in making a decision. I think either pack would be good. They both feel like they're made of the same material. I'm sure they would both be have a very long endurance or lifespan. But for me, the extra $50, I think this is worth it for me. Mainly because of the fit. The divider is pretty nice, but the water bottles worked out perfect. The detachable pack was a huge selling point for me, and with however many extreme crossings you guys do, I think that's going to be worth your own frustration in putting the pack on and off. You know, if they got the harness on already, adding the pack on doesn't seem like much for them, but you'll find that even though they don't mind it, I think they prefer to not have it on, and so you might find that you're chasing your dog down to put the pack on, you know, and you might think it's a game. I don't know. Depends on your dog. My dog's great, but I think he'd much rather walk without a pack, even though he doesn't mind it so much once it's on. Anyway, make sure that when you leave from home, you put both sides on a scale, measure it so that they're about even, and then definitely take your dog out on a couple walks with some stuff in the pack so he understands what's going on. I think the excitement of the backpacking trip will make him forget about it, but if he's never done it before, he might be a little confused, and you know, you want to find out all the gotchas before you leave, all the uniqueness to your dog. So thanks again, and have a great time. I know I did.